Potential lead paint hazard visual assessment. This is an entirely new standard within NSPIRE. We never inspected for lead-based paint under the old UPCS standards. There are two deficiencies that apply to interiors, units, and inside areas, what we formerly called common areas. And there are two deficiencies that apply to the outside. So deficiency 1 and 2 are inside and units. Deficiency 1, paint is deteriorated. It's less than 2 square feet of larger surfaces like walls and ceilings, or it's less than 10% of small surfaces like moldings, window frames, that sort of thing. Deficiency 2 is when it's more than 2 square feet of larger surfaces like walls, ceilings, or more than 10% of small surfaces, again, like moldings and window frames. Our two outside deficiencies, deficiency 3, paint is deteriorated and it's equal to or less than 20 square feet of deteriorated paint. Deficiency 4 is when it's more than 20 square feet of deteriorated paint. Deficiency 1 is worth about 0.22 in a unit, 0.2 on the inside. This, like all of our videos, is based on a 100 unit property. Deficiency 2 is worth 0.59, call it 0.6 of a point, 0.54 on the inside. Deficiency 3, which is outside only, is worth 0.18. Deficiency 4 is 0.49, and again, that's outside only, and that is a 100 unit property. So let's look closer at the more full definitions. Potential lead-based paint hazards, visual assessment. Lead-based paint, LBP in parentheses, is paint or other surface coatings that contain lead equal to or exceeding federal regulatory levels, currently 1 milligram per square centimeter, or 0.5% by weight. Deteriorated paint or surface coatings found in homes built before 1978 are lead-based paint hazards if the paint is lead-based paint. Visual assessment is surface-by-surface determination of paint condition and corrosion. Common components of surfaces include walls, ceilings, trims, doors, windows, floors. More information. Unit corresponds to interior, inside corresponds to common areas, outside corresponds to exterior in the lead-safe housing rule, which is 24 CFR Part 35, subparts B through R. Target properties are determined based on the property profile. Property profile is any housing constructed prior to 1978. Deficiency 1. Paint in a unit or inside the target property is deteriorated. It's below the level required for lead-safe work practices by a lead-certified firm or for passing clearance. So deficiency, paint is deteriorated, e.g., it's peeling, chipping, chalking, cracking, or detached from the substrate for large surfaces in the unit. Deteriorated paint is less than or equal to 2 square feet per room. For small surfaces, it's less than or equal to 10% per component, like molding or window frames. De minimis. Properties built 1978 or afterwards, peeling paint is not a deficiency, at least under this standard. If the building was built pre-1978, continue these steps. Please note, for purposes of this inspection, if the property profile states that the property was constructed pre-1978, you must assume that all painted structures on the property were built pre-1978. For large surfaces in the unit or inside, e.g., that would mean walls, ceilings, floors, look at painted surface areas in the units, including walls, ceilings, doors, and floors. Examine these areas for peeling or deteriorated paint, damage to the surface such as holes that expose paint layers, and friction on painted surfaces. For small components inside the unit or inside the common areas, like windowsills, the window trough, trim, look at small painted surface areas, including trim, doors, windows, windowsills, baseboards, and built-ins. Examine these areas for peeling or deteriorated paint damage to the surface such as holes that expose paint layers and friction on painted surfaces. Deficiency 2, paint in a unit or inside the target property is deteriorated, above the level required for lead-safe work practices by a lead-certified firm and passing clearance. Deficiency, paint is deteriorated, e.g. peeling, chipping, chalking, cracking, or detached from the substrate. For large surface areas in the unit, deteriorated paint is more than 2 square feet per room. For small surface areas, it's greater than 10% of the component, which would be called significant. More information. This deficiency is a severe health and safety determination. Paint stabilization within 30 days will follow the Lead Safe Housing Rule, LSHR. Deficiency 3, paint outside on a target property is deteriorated, but this is below the level required for lead-safe work practices by a lead-certified firm or for passing clearance. Deficiency, paint is deteriorated, e.g. it's peeling, chipping, chalking, cracking, or it's detached from the substrate. Deteriorated paint is less than or equal to 20 square feet. It's de minimis. Deficiency 4, paint outside on a target property is deteriorated, but it's above the level required for lead-safe work practices by a lead-certified firm and passing clearance. Deficiency, paint is deteriorated, e.g. peeling, chipping, chalking, cracking, or detached from the substrate. Deteriorated paint is more than 20 square feet. It's significant. More information. This deficiency is a severe health and safety determination. Paint stabilization within 30 days will follow the Lead Safe Housing Rule, LSHR. So the lead-based paint standard is new. It's something that we all need to become aware of, and I would suggest that inspectors who are going to be REAC inspectors or REAC consultants should probably take the online lead-based paint course. It just basically helps you understand what area of suspected lead paint requires a licensed contractor to come in and deal with it, and what smaller quantities allow us to just take care of it with in-house staff. Anyway, that's it for our lead-based paint standard, or our potential lead paint standard. This is Michael Gant for the Inspection Group and REAC Guru. Thanks for viewing.